Hey friends, happy Wednesday. The year is going by so quickly. Of course, we know that we're almost like really there. I don't think it's the last Wednesday. I think next Wednesday, the 30th, is the last Wednesday. But do you know 2020 is going by fast? Some of us, we were really rushing it and we were like, oh, I can't wait for 2020 to be over. Well, guess what? It's almost there. But the truth is, I was checking in today because I wanted us to reflect on 2020. I know for many of us, we may have had losses of different kinds, loss of loved ones, maybe jobs, some sense of, financial stability and different things. But the truth is, you are alive today. And that's the reason why I'm checking in with you, because if you're here, I believe that God has you here for a specific purpose. Wanted to encourage you as you reflect on your 2020 and as you go through this week and as this year winds down and we get into the second year of this decade. It's for us to be able to enter that new year with a different mindset, not a mindset of, okay, let me just set goals, or a mindset of let me have some New Year's resolutions, but a mindset of making the very best of every moment that you have, every day that you are alive, every month that passes by, that we're living so intentionally that regardless of what is happening in the world, we are doing well in our minds. We are living so purposefully that we are focused on that in spite of what is happening in the world. We know for sure that we are fulfilling purpose, that we are creating, impact, that we're inspiring, that we are living to the best of the abilities that God has given us. So it doesn't matter what is happening in the world. This is something that you can do. In other words, things will always happen in our lives. There may always be challenges. There will always be obstacles. There will be things that disappoint us, people that disappoint us. And I mean, as I reflect on this year, I have learned so many lessons. Some of them bring me to tears. One of the biggest lessons I've learned, it's about friendships, about disappointments in friendships and unmet expectations in friendships. And you just maybe, for me, it's about when I hold people near and dear, and sometimes for no reason, when these people like sever ties with you, when you've not had any type, no disagreements or arguments or anything, and just so out of the blue you see that you receive different treatment. You may even reach out, in my case, to ask, hey, did I offend in any way? And the response would be that you did not, but yet still you're getting the cold shoulder and stuff. So I learned a lot this year about shedding friendships, about letting people go, in fact, because I do not really cut people off. But if somebody by their own means or way would decide, hey, that they would treat me differently, then what am I to do? I spend time crying. I would pray about these things. But one of the things 2020 taught me is, in these situations, you let people go, especially when you have not offended them. So now tell me, what are one of the greatest lessons, or what is or are some of the lessons you learned, or what is the greatest lesson that you've learned so far this year? What was one of the major experiences or the major lessons that you have learned this year? So that's just one of the major lessons I learned this year. It's about letting people go. When they're ready to go, you let them go. And I mean, the Bible says, and I strive to be at peace with all men. But the truth is, it doesn't matter how much you want to be at peace with people. Some people may not want peace, or may they want a relationship with you for whatever reason. And in the case of Jesus, I see that he had so many enemies, even though he did not look to have enemies. And so as we go through life, we learn lessons. And this year was a year that would have taught every single one of us some lesson or another. I just shared one of the things that I learned this year about letting people go, not loving them enough to want to hold on to them, loving them enough to just let them go, and stuff like that. And ironically, I'm not looking forward to, oh, let me get you back in my life. No. I'm just looking forward to the future and looking forward to doing what God has called me to do, because we always say when one door closes, another opens. The thing is, a lot of times we want to hold on to people because of history. We want to hold on to them because I knew them, way back when. But the truth is, sometimes where God is taking you, the people who are in your life may not be going to that place with you. And a lot of times we do not want to let people go. So God sometimes have to allow these people to leave, to exit our lives. And at this point in my life, and today, I am totally grateful for anything that I've lost in 2020, because I know if God allowed me to lose it, then he has a way better plan for me. So I'd be excited to, I see we have Jessel here joining us from Trinidad. We have my friend Jerome also joining us right here in Georgia as well. Ladies, lovely to just see you on here live. But for every single one of you listening, tell me, what is one of the lessons 2020 taught you? Or one of the things that you learned this year, or something that you grew through this year, because all of it is a growing process. As we go through things, we literally grow through them. And so through 2020, so much growth has happened with me, and a lot of ways that I used to think before. And I'm this person, I love to give, and I'm just over the top in that kind of a thing. This year, I've also learned how to pull back a little bit of that. Actually, I didn't really learn it so much right during the year, but as the year is winding down, I'm seeing how I'm growing through that, learning how to be balanced in even how you give and stuff like of yourself, of your time, of your expertise, of your monies, of everything. So it's so many things that I've grown through in 2020, and I'm excited to hear about you. Tell me, what have you grown through in 2020? Not just gone through, but grown through in 2020. God bless you, and I'll check in again later this week. Bye-bye, my friends.